Hey guys, what's up? It's RedKB. In this video, we are going to be making patterns on the Yuxin 17x17. So in this video, I basically just want to show you guys a few patterns that I have not yet tried on this puzzle, but I want to try out just to see what they look like, and I figured I would do them on video for you guys, and just kind of show you how I did it and how it looks and all that kind of stuff. What's really interesting with the 17x17 is that we have a 15x15 grid to work with in the center here, which means you can make much more detailed mosaic type patterns in the centers that you could on the 13x13, and it also just more classic type patterns are also going to look really good on this puzzle. So the first one I want to try is cube in a cube. Well, really, if you want the full name, it would actually be cube in a 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 cube. That's the full name of the entire pattern, going all through the 17 layers. So we're going to do it with the red, white, and blue layers here. I'm going to go ahead and put the algorithm that you'll need at the top of the screen here so you guys can do it as well. But basically what we're going to have to do is do that algorithm on the outer layers, then 2 layers deep, 3 layers deep, and you just keep going all the way through. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the first layer of the algorithm with you guys. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and go through the algorithm that's on the screen right now. So just doing the outer layers. Alright, and there we go. That is the first algorithm that we have to do in real time, just so you guys can see with the outer layers there. So it gets this part done, and then it gets this corner. So when we do the second layer, it'll get this second layer done, and then this second part right here on the outside corner. And then we just have to keep doing that all the way through. So let's go ahead and keep going. And there we go. There is the full pattern. The cube in a cube all the way through. Oh my gosh, this looks absolutely amazing. So yeah, as you can see, I did it on the red, white, and blue faces. And then if you turn it around, you can see it also, of course, applies it to the other sides as well. So yeah, this looks really cool. I haven't seen anyone do this on the Yuxin 17x17. I know RedKB did a cube in a cube, a full cube in a cube on the 3D printed 17x17. But yeah, this I think looks really nice. Took quite a while to actually do the full pattern, and I was really worried that I messed up in a few cases, and when you're in the middle of an algorithm sometimes you can lose your place a little bit, so I'm gonna have to be really careful as well putting this back. To get it back, you just have to do the reverse of that algorithm. I will go through and do the first algorithm to put it back in real time as well, just to show you what that looks like as well, and I'll put the algorithm on the screen right now. So it's basically just the exact same as the algorithm, just completely reversed. So here it is. So here we go. Alright, and there we go. That is the full algorithm. So as you can see now, the outer layer is back to normal. So once again, we're just going to have to do that all the way through. we go. Okay. So we are back to a solved state again. I did not mess up at all. I'm really happy about that. I was really worried that I was going to get that wrong, and it was basically just going to be scrambled and I have to solve it again, which would have been awful. Kind of why I wanted to make this patterns video before I did the solve video, because I'm really not planning on scrambling this again, at least for a very long time. But I really was wanting to solve it as soon as possible, so I waited on the patterns video. So anyway, now that we've done cube in a cube, I don't want to do any more classic type patterns. I want to do some mosaics. So I've got 3 mosaics that I want to show you guys in this video. The first one is pretty simple. It's just of a cube. I wanted to do like a full 3x3, but I didn't have quite enough space for that on this puzzle, so I'm just kind of doing a singular cube, kind of like a 1x1, I guess. But I think it looks pretty cool. Basically, the way this works, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it on the white side, right? So let's say I'm gonna go ahead and throw up the pattern on the screen that I made just to guide myself. So for example, for this top row here, we just need these 3 pieces here to be blue. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is basically just use a commutator to bring in those 3 blue pieces. So we want to have blue to the left side here, and then we're gonna go ahead and bring over that top blue layer. And then those 3 pieces that we want to keep on this white side, we're going to bring down. So it's going to be those middle 3 right there. And then we're going to put that blue layer back and then bring this back up. Oops, there we go. And now we have those 3 blue pieces on this side. And then we basically just do that for every layer going down. So we'll start with blue, and then we'll put in red, and then green, and then yellow. So let's go ahead and keep going. Alright, there we go. We've got the outline of the cube formed here. Kind of almost looks like the GameCube logo, just without the letters in it. But yeah, and then as you can see, that makes the logo up here on every side as well. Except on that bottom one, I did mess up just a little bit. I think it's just because I had to turn it over. I did something a little bit wrong there, but whatever. It's basically just this face that we're worrying about here anyway. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is basically just rotate this to the side like that, and then we're going to insert in all of these red pieces from right here to right here. Alright, there we go. Now we've got all those red pieces in, so we're going to go ahead and do green next here. So the green side is here, so we can basically just turn this over like that, and then do a similar thing that we just did with all of these layers here. Alright, so there we go. There we have the green pieces in now. So we're going to go ahead and put in our yellow pieces now. So let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, and there we go. There is the pattern. It is just a cube. I think it looks really nice, actually. And yeah, there you go. So the outline is blue, basically just because it's the other darkest color that I could use. Obviously it would ideally be black, but there's no black on this puzzle, so yeah, but that's how it came out. I think it looks really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back, and then we'll move on to the next pattern. Okay, so I finally got it back now. That actually took a little bit longer than it did to get it into the pattern. I ended up having to use some normal commutators as well that just move around 2 pieces instead of pieces on every side, just because some of it got a little bit messed up. But anyway, we're back to a solved state now, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next pattern. The next pattern is only 2 colors. I wanted to do a little bit of a simpler one as well, but this one is basically my logo, my channel avatar. So I'm going to be going ahead and doing it on white again with the green side as the lettering. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, and there we go. The JR logo is done. I think it looks really nice, actually. Yeah, this looks really cool. So this is kind of similar to another pattern that I made also of the JR letters on my 13 by 13. It was actually my first Instagram post, but it was not as detailed as this. That was also before I had the logo change with a different font, but just to throw it up on the screen here it is compared to my actual avatar. So I basically just tried to kind of replicate the font, and I can actually do that because of the added detail that I have here. So there is one more pattern I want to do. I think it's going to be the coolest one of the entire video. I'm saving the best for last. But first I got to go ahead and undo this pattern, get it back to a solved state. Alright, so we are back to a solved state now, and we are ready to do the final pattern. So when I was thinking of what patterns I could do with a 15 by 15 grid, something that came to mind was some 8-bit pixel art. And so the first thing I thought of was one of the most classic video game characters from the 8-bit type video game era, which is Mario. And so I worked out a little grid that will fit on here for Mario, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. This one is by far the most complex mosaic I've ever done, so hopefully it turns out pretty well, and I'm excited to see what it's going to look like on here. Alright, so there we go. The Mario pattern is complete. Wow, I think this really looks nice. Yeah, this is awesome. I am really happy with how this turned out. Definitely my favorite mosaic that I've ever made on a big cube. Yeah. Anyways, that is about it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys liked it. If you guys want to try out any of these patterns for yourself, I'll leave links in the description to pictures of the grids that I created to help myself make them. And in the description, I'll also put the algorithm for cube in a cube and the inverse of that if you want to try that as well. But yeah, that is about it for this 17 by 17 pattern video. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like. Links to all of my social media pages and my merch store will be linked down in the description below as always. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.